And we're now joined in the studio by not one, but two former winners. The Happy Monday star, Bez, and our very own Rylan.
Good to see you, Bez, yeah.
Good morning to you both.
2005, so 10, 11 years ago, you won. How much did you know about Big Brother before you went in?
Well, the thing for me is I didn't know anything about Big Brother. I was actually in ignorant bliss when I went on there because I hadn't actually watched the show. So
why did you go on then?
It was...
money?
Well, yeah, well, money, mostly for money, yeah. Well, I got a phone call. I only found out 4 or 5 days before the show started that I was going to do it. And I got a phone call off with my agent saying, Bez, do you fancy doing Big Brother? I said, how much money? She said, 50 grand. I'll do it! Count me in. So I was in there.
So you didn't even know what you were letting yourself in for?
No, I've never watched the show before. So I think that, for me anyway, it was to my advantage because I did it as I wanted to do it, not as they wanted me to do it. So, for instance, I won't dress as a German. I won't join in some games because I didn't think I think it was making me look a bit daft, so I wouldn't join in. So I did it my own way, but luckily I came out victorious, as you said.
How much of a surprise was that to you? Because you were up for eviction quite a lot, if I remember.
Yeah, well, I couldn't believe it. Well, the real story of Big Brother, I wish I could tell you on this couch, but unfortunately, it's a story that is not very suitable for daytime television, so I have to leave all the juicy
Tell
bits
Rylan
out.
afterwards.
yeah, I'll tell you later on. But... I forgot the question.
So how surprised were you that you ended up winning it? So you went in knowing nothing about it?
I didn't expect to win it because when I first got in there, I was constantly up for eviction and luckily I ended up staying in there by the skin of my teeth and that. And I think people realised that they didn't want to go up against me for eviction because I kept coming out with it as.
It's interesting because you say, you know, you went in there, you didn't know anything about it, you had no game plan, and there are other people, Rylan, who believe, I know how to play this one. They watch it and they watch it and they watch it and they think, I know, I've got a game plan here. Do you think you can have a game plan? Would it ever work?
Do you know what? I do think you can have a game plan. And, you know, looking back at last night, if you've not seen the result, I'm going to give you a spoiler, but the winner last night was Jason, and he had such a story in that house. You know, he goes in there a week and a half in, his ex-girlfriend turns up, who's like the love of his life and then the biggest nightmare of his life, and then, you know, he's been for a rocky time, and then 2 or 3 weeks ago he said he's never watched Big Brother, he doesn't know how to play it, and
Do you believe them when they say that?
I personally, I can understand where Bez is coming from. Like he said, you know, I've never watched the show, I get a phone call, 50 grand, whatever, brilliant, I'm going in, whatever, I'll just do it. But when it comes down to the civilian version, I do find it a bit dubious when people say, I've never watched it, because why would you apply for a show? It's not like we've rung Bez and said, come and do our show. These people have applied to go and do it. So when people say they haven't watched it, I do sit there and think, I don't know if you're telling the truth.
Well, I think people have watched and learned too much in many ways, Rylan, and I think, like Bez was talking about that, I wouldn't dress in a German uniform, wasn't going to do this, wasn't going to do that, going to do it my way. Should his £50,000 cheque have become 40,000, 30,000, 20,000? Because I think over the last couple of series, too many people are having it their own way.
Yeah. I totally agree. I totally agree. In January, Celebrity Big Brother was the classic example of housemates, you know, ruling the roost and getting their own way, breaking out the fire exit every 5 minutes.
Yes.
I totally stand by
getting their hairdressers in.
Yeah, I totally stand by all of, you know, Big Brother's decisions because, and I'm not just saying that because I'm on the firm, I'm saying that because Big Brother always does do the right thing in the end. But if I was in charge and someone walked out that fire exit, I'd shut the door behind them and I wouldn't pay him.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I think a lot of people think that.
Yeah, I'd
say that's your choice to go.
Yeah, it's your choice to walk out. If you're really that desperate to get out, we're not going to stop you. All the best, take care, but we're keeping the money.
What about Bez? You know, I've met several people who've been in, obviously, in showbiz land, who've been in...
Oh, you're so fun. You're so showbiz.
My showbiz friends. And all the things they tell me, that they keep the lights on until the last person's gone to bed, you know...
the air conditioning.
The air conditioning on.
Off, up,
it's
down.
like psychological kind of warfare. How did you cope with that side of it? What was the hardest thing for you?
Well, I didn't notice all that sort of stuff there.
You're quite happy.
But, the first few days, I couldn't get to sleep.
Yeah.
And when I finally did get to sleep, because everyone was going to bed early and I'm like such a night owl, so I'm still prowling around at 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's kipping, I'm like really bored. I could never sleep, first of all. So when I finally fell asleep, nobody believed I couldn't hear all these noises they're doing, like sirens, like everything to do.
Just dead to the world.
Yeah, yeah.
You didn't hear it?
Yeah, it was gone. I didn't hear it.
Bez had a lovely time. He had a lovely time. He had a lovely couple of weeks in there.
What about, does it surprise you, Rylan, how, you know, people that you think are strong crumble? Because I know the mess. Eamonn always says, oh, if you ever went to the mess, because I'm really tidy at home.
That's probably one of the hardest
things that would drive you up the wall.
And no sleep.
And no sleep, the mess, noise. You hear noise, people eating, munching, breathing.
Eating with their mouths open.
You hear your worst
people
nightmare.
breathing.
So I have to live with this normally. This is my
The thing
life
is with the
Remind me
house...
never to say yes to it.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll get you one day. The thing is with that house is that the house itself is a beautiful space, you know. It is a set, but it does feel like a house when you're in there. You do forget that you are in a studio. But that is the thing. Because it's so many people living in one area, it does get messy. It's not unhygienic, but it does get very
Why don't they
messy.
tidy up?
Well, they do tidy up, but the second one person tidies something up, someone else is now making a breakfast, you know, and then there's a pan there, there's a pot there. And we only give them the Hoover, I think it's once or twice a week. So it does start to drive you
torture for me to start with. I
insane.
need the
It
Hoover
drives you
every day.
insane.
Hello, YouTube. For more of the same, just click here. And don't forget, you can subscribe for even more of these amazing videos exclusive to our channel.
So next year's the big milestone. 5 years for, especially with bowel cancer, is a big stepping stone, because that's you pretty much, that's the big one, where you're pretty much clear.